Hey, Kool-Aid! Hey, everybody. I hope that you are tuned in and coming to my Kool-Aid party. What is that all about, right? Like, are we too old to have Kool-Aid parties? Parties? I thought that that was kind of appropriate for like what's going on today. However, this is like a really teetering on really safe talk. Obviously, Kool-Aid. It's kids safe, but it's still a Kool-Aid party and you're all invited. So thanks for tuning in and let's get started with our party. So, all right, I was kind of thinking about this. So, how many of you, if anybody's out there, how many of you like Kool-Aid and or drank Kool-Aid when you were a kid? Like, what was your favorite flavor? Did you mix it up and have a suicide Kool-Aid? Did you like stick with one all the time? Did you change it up? What'd you do? In the comments below, if you liked Kool-Aid or if you had Kool-Aid parties, let me know. I grew up in a really small town and we had Kool-Aid parties. Like I can remember sitting on my front porch and bringing pitchers of Kool-Aid out. And those were just some like good memories that I had from my childhood. But anyway, this is actually kind of more of, although it's kid friendly and it's a Kool-Aid party, the content is kid friendly and really it's everyone friendly. However, this is actually to kind of just bring a little bit of light into your day today, our day today, and what's going on now. I will preface this with anyone who knows me knows like I don't really take political stances. I will not like engage in conversations. I won't argue. And obviously, who am I? Like, what is my whole thing is Erin Lee D, free to be me. And like, you be free to be you. So why Kool-Aid, right? Well, have you all heard, I mean, I'm sure you've heard people say like, oh, so-and-so's drinking the Kool-Aid again. What does that even mean, right? But it made me think. Like, here's my analysis of this. It doesn't matter. So I don't care what side of the fence anyone happens to fall on in terms of politics. Like everybody's invited to this party. And really, it doesn't go much deeper than that. It's actually really kind of just a, hey, everyone, I'm letting everyone know, like, you have, like, I care about all of you, no matter what side of the line you're on, no matter what form of politics or what you choose to believe or, whatever that it is, like, it's none of my business. It's none of my business. And, I am sure that with what's going on today, that's been all over the news, my fear, and I'm feeling just a little bit of anxiety for how I feel like this is going to affect our communities and our families. And I'm just, hey, Mary, I'm spreading caution, and I'm just going to make suggestions to think about it in terms of a Kool-Aid party. Right? When we're kids, we go to the Kool-Aid party, or even as adults for adult Kool-Aid, we get to pick whatever we want, right? The kids get to pick out their favorite color. Mine's always cherry, but I also like blue, I forget what it's called, blue something, blue, I don't know. Blue raspberry, maybe. I like that one too now. But anyway, put in the comments below like what your favorite Kool-Aid is if you have one. Okay, back on track. There's my squirrel. Squirrel! No, seriously. We don't really care what everybody else is drinking, right? We don't really care about what flavor they like. We don't care, we don't care. We allow whomever and everyone to have their own choice with their Kool-Aid, whatever that may be. So when we're getting ready to go to our office parties and our family parties and our family gatherings and all of that, let's just remember, we all have our own Kool-Aid, right? We all have our own Kool-Aid. Now, if you all kind of agree to get into that kind of a conversation, just set limits. I'm not taking part in that at all. My recommendation is, if you want to save relationships and you want to save hurting people's feelings or whatever, like, just drink the Kool-Aid, your Kool-Aid, and don't worry about what everybody else is drinking. Does that make sense? Like, my analogy of this is just that, yes, exactly, right? But I just mean, look, what do we see? We see things going awry very quickly, right? Around holidays. I mean, heck, in the last, I don't know, several years, you hear about families like, families breaking up actually, friends losing friends, coworkers, all of it because of politics and because of party choices. True? And was it worth it? Like, is it worth getting your 2 cents in, getting your point across, getting, all of your thoughts out there for, like, it doesn't matter. I mean, it does. Obviously, I worry about the state of our country, but I would just ask, like, from a standpoint of, like, being very neutral, most of the time, that when you go into a conversation or someone who is very heated, gets very heated over politics, that it's probably not going to end in a very kind light. It's probably not going to end up on a very good note for everyone. Now, kudos to the people who can get into these great political, debates, and at the end they shake hands and you hug and all of that. But in my opinion, at least my experience and people that I know, unfortunately, that does not seem like the reality of any of that. And so I'm just encouraging everyone, as all this stuff is going on, just remember, everyone likes to drink their own Kool-Aid their own way. And you don't have to share or tell someone how you love your Kool-Aid, because it doesn't matter which Kool-Aid you're drinking. It's not really going to affect their Kool-Aid. Now, I know, politics choices, things like that, my point is just this. Chances are you're not going to convince anyone of anything, and the one thing that might happen is, I know, right? But the one thing that you're jeopardizing, possibly, is a relationship that might be really, really important to you. You might be just, I don't know, do you want to walk that line? I mean, do you like drinking your own Kool-Aid? Maybe just a way of putting things in perspective if things start to go that way. Maybe something that you could just kind of say to someone, without being like judgmental and without being like, oh, you're drinking your own Kool-Aid. No, it's not like that. It's just, hey, you know what? I'm going to respectfully agree to disagree. We probably have some differences. Let's change the subject, right? So many things to talk about. So many ways that we can, build up our families and the people that we love. And I'm not sure if trying to get somebody to drink your own Kool-Aid is really the way that we're going to accomplish that. Just my opinion and my own experience and some experiences of friends that I know. Is it worth it? I have to ask that question. Does it really matter that much? And more importantly, how many times have you maybe had to go around with certain people or whatever, and at the end of the day, feelings were hurt. Families were broken up. Christmases were a disaster. Thanksgivings, birthdays, births, right? I mean, sometimes trying to get people to drink your own Kool-Aid kind of can go really bad in so many ways. Right? So Mary says she has enough problems having a conversation, her own conversation, without that. Exactly. There's so many things that we can talk about, and like if we just can take one step back and we can think about like looking at it at the end of like what we're expecting, what's our expectation at the end. Of course, all the expectations are like, well, whoever is gonna get a clue and they're gonna see it my way or the highway. No. No, no, no. When does that ever work, right? It just gets everybody all worked up and anxious. And I mean, think about the after effects of it, right? I mean, because let's face it, getting someone else or trying to attempt to get to someone else to drink the Kool-Aid you're drinking, it doesn't really, I mean, like I said, it can affect the relationship. But the unfortunate part is it brings in so much extra added unneeded stress, right? Because if you happen to be a person who falls into a category that you get heated and you take everything kind of personally, and that's okay. No judgment here, none. I'm just making some suggestions. What's your expectation? And think about past experiences, how they end up. And maybe just consider, like, right? Like, we all have our own Kool-Aid. And if you can look at it from the perspective of what you have to lose, like maybe that will change the perspective in the sense of by not doing it, you keep everything you have and maybe gain some. Make sense? So, I'm sorry that I don't have all the different flavors of Kool-Aid with me. This just kind of like, I've been thinking about this. I wanted to make up pictures, but then I'm like, what am I going to do with like grape Kool-Aid, blue raspberry Kool-Aid, cherry, strawberry, whatever, for just the purpose of this. But tell me what your favorite Kool-Aid flavor is down below. And just, thanks. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. Obviously, like, I'm not really asking for, I know, and I've learned not to too. I'm not really asking for, like, again, I said it earlier, I'm not going to engage in conversations about why you should or you shouldn't. This is really just truly like things that I've observed and really just out of concern about our country, the state of our country, the state of our families, the state of our, the state of our, just our units as a whole, schools, like all of it, that, and we as adults, if we have our adult Kool-Aid parties, like we have to teach our kids too that, the same thing, like kids aren't going, like let your friends have their own Kool-Aid parties, but if we're fighting and arguing and it happens to take place and we're fighting about like someone not liking my flavor in front of the kids, what are we teaching them, right? So, just some thoughts. Keep it cool. Keep your friends, keep your family. Know that, the next holidays, what's coming up next, like Easter and Mother's Day. Just a thought. If you want everybody to be there and celebrate the things that you should be we should, in my opinion, I always throw that in there, the things that we want to celebrate, which is each other, right? We want to get together on those times. Like, that's really what it's about, is spending time willingly in a happy light, celebrating friendship, love, family, births, birthdays, parties, graduations, all of it. Keep that in mind with everything that's going on with politics today. And just remember, not everybody's going to like your Kool-Aid. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? So I'm going to say, keep it cool. Hey, right. I'm just going to say that. Be free to be you. You over there on the other side of the camera. Drink the Kool-Aid you want to drink. Enjoy it. Like, this is kind of scary. Drink the Kool-Aid that you like. Enjoy it. Like, just all of it. Take it in. Embrace it. All of it. And let everyone else that's around you embrace it as well. And Kool-Aid, look how many flavors there are. Look how many parties there are. Look how many family members there are. Look how many friends there are. We don't have to get anyone to drink the same kind. And hey, if you find your friends or family or whomever and they do like your Kool-Aid that you're drinking, well, cheers. Then you just, right? You celebrate and you have a toast. And here's the other thing. If they don't, you can still toast to your friendship and to your family and to your love and to the things that are the most important to us, and keep it together. And then you don't stand to lose anything. Just some thoughts, everyone. I hope this resonated with you. I hope this analogy maybe rang true, or maybe just kind of like is a different perspective that you haven't thought about. And yeah, pray for our country, pray for the people of our country and all of the hard decisions and everything that's going on right now. And, just love your friends and family without judgment, without conditions, without the condition of what kind of Kool-Aid they drink, right? Love them unconditionally. All right, everybody, I hope you had a great Trunk time with me tonight. Thank you so much for joining. I love you guys. I don't care what the heck kind of Kool-Aid you guys like or drink, just as long as you drink your own Kool-Aid. And sometime we can have some Kool-Aid together, and I'll love you for it. So, all right, everyone, have a fabulous night, and I will see you next time on Trunk Time. Bye for now.